HYBE demands BTS sculpture to be demolished. HYBE trainee unexpectedly leaves the agency, shocking netizens. Jimin V's song in new Marvel movie, When V Got Lost, and more BTS news. In a notable development within South Korea's pop culture and public art scene, the coastal city of Samseog is preparing to remove a BTS-inspired sculpture and other installations at the beach. This action follows a controversy over intellectual property rights, sparked by HYBE, the company managing the internationally renowned K-pop group BTS. HYBE has recently issued formal demands to several local governments for the dismantling of BTS-related structures, citing intellectual property rights infringement. Consequently, on January 5th, Samseog City decided to take down its beloved BTS-themed sculpture and signage. These installations are more than just physical entities. They have become cherished landmarks for BTS fans worldwide. Places like beaches, bus stops, and breakwaters in South Korea have risen to fame as holy sites for BTS enthusiasts, often visited for their connections to the band's music videos and album artwork. For example, the beach's popularity is tied to its link with BTS's hit Butter. HYBE's position, however, is focused on safeguarding its intellectual property. The firm contends that the sculptures and artworks violate BTS's trademark and portrait rights, potentially leading to legal issues, as reported by 10 Asia. Local governments have shown resistance to this decision. They argue that these installations were made to attract BTS fans and showcase locations from the band's music videos and album covers, thus serving public interest. A representative from HYBE clarified their perspective, stressing the need to protect the artist's intellectual property rights. They also mentioned the challenges in ongoing management and the possible adverse effects on the artist's image. The upcoming removal of the BTS sculpture represents a significant moment, prompting questions about the fate of similar art installations throughout South Korea. V recently demonstrated his powerful influence through a new brand endorsement deal. In December, V was unveiled as the face of Compose Coffee, a leading coffee chain in South Korea. His image quickly adorned over 2,000 of the franchise's stores nationwide. A spokesperson for Compose Coffee expressed excitement about the collaboration with V, acknowledging his global appeal across various demographics. They anticipated that the partnership with the BTS member, often referred to as a 21st century pop icon, would significantly boost the brand's growth in the upcoming year. Recent reports from Korean media indicate that Compose Coffee experienced a substantial increase in its digital presence, largely attributed to V's endorsement. Before V's involvement, the brand's app had under 9.3 million users. This number soared to nearly 12 million by January 3rd, marking an impressive growth of 2.6 million users in just over a week, from December 23rd to January 1st. A representative from Compose Coffee commented on the app's success, noting their commitment to customer satisfaction. They stated that the company aims to continuously offer diverse benefits and services that cater to the changing needs of their customers. Furthermore, the popularity of Compose coffee shops has skyrocketed, especially among BTS fans and younger patrons. Social media has been abuzz with fans sharing their experiences at these cafes, many of which have been decorated with various photos of V by the store owners, drawing even more attention. On December 28th of the previous year, Jungkook and Jimin began their compulsory military service. Recently, fans were pleasantly surprised to see new images of the duo circulating online. The Korean military, through their official app, The Camp, released these images. This app facilitates communication between the public and trainee soldiers, including well-known idols. A recent change in the app's policy, however, has altered how idols are presented on the platform. In the past, a recommended Star Soldier section was available, showcasing enlisted idols and celebrities for easier fan access. But following concerns raised by Big Hit Music regarding intellectual property rights, BTS members and those from other major agencies were removed from this special listing. While this modification suggests that individual pictures of idols during their service will no longer be featured, group photos like the recent ones of Jungkook and Jimin, which also included RM and V among their fellow soldiers, are still possible. In one of the pictures, although Jungkook's face was mostly obscured, his distinctive facial features were still recognizable to fans. The Camp app allows users to look up a specific soldier's page by entering their details. From there, they can access the Squad Cafe, where such group photos are posted. Jungkook and Jimin, who enlisted as companion soldiers, are undergoing training at the same base and within the same group. They will continue to serve in the same living units after their training and are scheduled to be discharged together. The public has expressed joy in seeing the two adapting well to military life, with many commenting on how much younger and more adorable they appear now. Photocards hold a special place in the hearts of K-pop fans, often becoming more than just a hobby, but a lifestyle essential for many. Among various K-pop groups, BTS is renowned for their captivating and highly coveted photocards. These BTS photocards are not just collectibles. Some of them can fetch hundreds of dollars. Jin from BTS even humorously suggested that McDonald's should include photocards with their meals. A recent event highlighted the allure of these photocards. BangPD, the former CEO of HYBE, was seen with an impressive collection of BTS photocards. During the HYBE briefing with the community, streamed on YouTube, where HYBE's plans were discussed, including new music groups, webtoons, and games, BangPD made an interesting presentation. In his announcement, BangPD brought up NFTs and chose to explain them using something very familiar to fans: photocards. He stated that he brought photocards to help fans understand the concept of NFTs better. However, what caught the attention of ARMYs wasn't the information on NFTs, but the exquisite array of photocards BangPD was delicately holding. Fans were fascinated by how gently he handled them, a sight that many found unimaginable. Upon the video's release, ARMYs were abuzz about BangPD's tender handling of these cards. A keen observation by one user revealed that these were exclusive HYBE photocards from the lucky draw of the album B. This realization sparked discussions among fans, with some humorously noting that BangPD might be on the rob list of ARMYs. Although this privilege might stem more from his position as the former CEO of HYBE than personal preference, it's no surprise that fans are envious. Lucky draw cards are both rare and expensive, making them highly desirable among ARMYs. ARMYs were thrilled to learn that the track Friends by BTS members Jimin V was selected as part of the original soundtrack, OST, for Marvel's movie, Eternals. The inclusion of the song in the film and Jimin's name in the end credits became a source of pride and joy for fans internationally. Interestingly, the choice of Friends for the movie's soundtrack was more than just a nod to BTS's rising popularity or mere coincidence. Chloe Zhao, the director of Eternals, during an interview with actor Kit Harington for Etode, shared her reasons behind selecting this particular track. She explained her personal affinity for BTS and particularly Jimin, whom she finds incredibly charming. Zhao admitted that Friends was her favorite BTS song, highlighting her fondness for Jimin. Zhao also mentioned that the song's theme of friendship resonated well with the movie's narrative, reflecting the relationships among the main characters. She appreciated the beauty of the track, emphasizing that while the movie featured a variety of songs from acclaimed artists like Pink Floyd and Lizzo, Friends held a special place in her personal playlist. Zhao's decision to include Friends in Eternals was seen as a continuation of her effort to showcase diversity, both in the film's casting and its soundtrack. Her admiration for the bond between Jimin and V was echoed by musician Lizzo, who is also featured on the soundtrack. Lizzo had previously expressed her affection for the duo's friendship, even composing a song about them during a live stream, highlighting their close bond as performers and friends. The selection of Friends by Jimin and V for the soundtrack of Eternals is a testament to the song's universal appeal and its embodiment of friendship. This choice, stemming from Zhao's personal and professional perspective, has been celebrated by fans globally, underscoring the special place the track holds in the hearts of BTS's ARMY. Last month, HYBE announced the military enlistment of the remaining BTS members. This marked a significant pause for the group, following their previously declared hiatus in June 2022. Despite the hiatus, each member continued to release solo music, officially debuting their individual projects in 2022 and 2023 with complete rollouts and performances. This was a new phase, showcasing their abilities as solo artists. Even with BTS on break, fans are still treated to new content such as the Disney Plus 8-part docuseries BTS Monuments Beyond the Star, which delves into the group's history and music. As the show's finale approaches on January 10th, let's examine the solo releases post-hiatus, analyzing their sounds, promotional strategies, and the extent of BTS DNA in each project. Released on December 2nd, 2022, Indigo explores genres from boom bap to classic funk, characterized by a contemplative vibe. It peaked at 83 on the Billboard Hot 100 with the track Wildflower. RM was selective with his media appearances, opting for interviews with personalities he personally appreciated. Instead of a tour, he held a small concert and performed at NPR's Tiny Desk and an art museum without an audience. The album diverges sonically from his previous mixtapes, but still carries faint traces of BTS's style in tracks, co-written by RM. Jin released this otherworldly pop-rock single on October 28, 2022, co-written with Coldplay. It peaked at 51 on the Billboard Hot 100. The music video featured a neck tattoo in Braille, spelling ARMY, and Jin performed the song live with Coldplay in Argentina. He introduced a character named Wuteo, accompanied by a line of merch. The track sounds akin to BTS's My Universe, hinting at its potential as a group song. Released on April 21, 2023, D-Day marks the conclusion of a rap trilogy by Suga's alter ego, Agus D. The album features collaborations with J-Hope, IU, and others, and peaked at 58 on the Billboard Hot 100 with HYBE. Suga shared deeply personal stories in the album, conducted interviews, and embarked on a solo world tour. The album's intensity and rawness set it apart from BTS's rap-heavy songs, focusing more on storytelling and live experiences rather than mainstream appeal. Dropping on July 15, 2022, Jack in the Box pays homage to old-school hip-hop with influences of grunge, alt-rock, and punk. The album, initially digital-only, was later released on CD with new tracks. J-Hope headlined Lollapalooza and the Mama Awards, showcasing his unfiltered attitude and grittier sound. The album, which diverges from BTS's usual style, was a step towards redefining his musical identity on a global stage. Each member's solo venture reflects a unique aspect of their artistry, showing how much of BTS's essence remains in their individual work. These projects highlight the members' versatility and ability to explore new realms while staying connected to their roots in BTS. Jimin's album Face, released on March 24, 2023, showcases his vocal range through various genres, from trap soul to synth pop. Notably, there are no features on this album, but RM contributed to the songwriting of several tracks. The album achieved significant success, with the song Like Crazy reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. One of the standout moments for fans was the explicit lyrics in Set Me Free Part 2, along with Jimin's poetic chest tattoos featured in the music video. During the promotion of Face, Jimin shared a behind-the-scenes glimpse into the album's creation and even spent a day with Vogue in New York before his appearance on The Tonight Show. He humorously shared his fondness for the nickname Jimin Fallon. The album, with its grand production and dreamy tracks, has traces of BTS's style, but represents a new direction for Jimin, particularly in terms of visuals and contemporary dance. V released his album Layover on September 8, 2023. Characterized by jazzy, soulful melodies, the album's old-fashioned charm is evident in both the music and the design. New Jeans creative director Min Hee-jin oversaw the album's production. Slow Dancing peaked at 51 on the Billboard Hot 100. A memorable moment for fans was V's dance break during a flute solo in Slow Dancing. The album was promoted with aesthetic music videos for 5 tracks, and V performed for the new Tiny Desk Korea. V explained in an interview that he aimed to showcase his original style by stripping back the elaborate stage performances he's known for. This approach aligns well with the album's concept of a pause or layover. Jungkook's album Golden, released on November 3, 2023, is primarily a pop record with influences from R&B and EDM, reminiscent of Michael Jackson and NSYNC. The album features collaborations with artists like Jack Harlow, Major Lazer, Latto, and DJ Snake, and includes remixes with Usher and Justin Timberlake. Songwriters Ed Sheeran and Shawn Mendes also contributed to the album. 7, with Latto, peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Highlights include the explicit version of 7 and a nod to BTS's DNA choreography in Standing Next to You. Jungkook promoted the album with a surprise concert in Times Square, interviews, and TikTok collaborations. The album, with its 90s and early 2000s pop influences, positions Jungkook as a sexy pop soloist, especially in the Western market. The album's TikTok-friendly dance challenges and English lyrics cater to a broad audience, focusing more on catchy tunes and visual appeal. The recent enlistment of BTS, South Korea's iconic K-pop group, has inspired a new comic book series, now part of Tidal Wave Comics' Fame series. This 22-page book joins a lineup of comics based on famous personalities, including Jennifer Lawrence, David Beckham, 50 Cent, Beyoncé, and Taylor Swift. Fame. BTS focuses on the journey of the BTS members, from their early days to becoming global pop icons. The comic also aims to portray their transition to military service, starting with Jin, the eldest. Written by Eric M. Esquivel and illustrated by Lucy Fidelis Arts, this graphic novel is set to hit physical bookstores in the US and online retailers like Amazon on January 10th. However, the announcement has sparked controversy among BTS fans. Many are concerned about potential violations of the artist's intellectual property rights and the unauthorized use of the band's name and identity. Intellectual property rights, IPR, protect creative works in various fields, granting exclusive rights to the creator or inventor for a limited time. These rights, as defined by the World Trade Organization, allow the creator or their assignee exclusive utilization of their innovation. However, the fair use section under copyrights allows for some leeway. Fair use is more likely to be applicable if the content is factual rather than artistic. Yet, if the content leans more towards being artistic, it may not qualify as fair use. BTS fans argue that Tidal Wave's creation of the comic book for financial gain could be infringing on the group's intellectual property rights. Copyright law, distinct from trademark law, protects unique expressions of ideas and applies to various creative works. While the fair use clause allows for some usage of copyrighted material without permission, it has limits, especially when the content is more artistic than factual. The third criterion of fair use highlights that infringement occurs if a significant portion of the work, particularly the portion that gives the work its value, is used. The fourth factor considers the impact of the use on the work's value or potential market. In this context, if Tidal Wave's portrayal of BTS in the comic book is deemed more fictional than factual, it could constitute a breach of copyright and intellectual property rights. This concern has put the spotlight on the delicate balance between creative expression and the legal rights of artists and their work. A remarkable story unfolded for a fortunate ARMY when, unbeknownst to them, a member of BTS was right at their doorstep. This incident dates back to 2016, when BTS was in Europe filming Season 1 of their travel show, Bon Voyage. During their time in Sweden, RM misplaced his passport, and V had a little misadventure of his own. V, arriving last in Sweden, accidentally boarded the wrong bus, leading him on an unplanned journey through the Swedish countryside. While waiting for the crew to find him, V took the opportunity to capture some photographs, one of which featured a charming farm in the background. Little did he know, the farm belonged to a BTS fan, who was completely unaware of V's presence nearby. Fast forward to 2019, Jonna, a BTS fan known on social media as a Jonna BTS, recreated V's photo as part of ARMY Selka Day. ARMY Selka Day is a monthly event where fans pair their own photos with those of BTS members. Jonna's recreation of V's spontaneous countryside photo brings to life a unique connection between BTS and their global fan base, showcasing the unexpected and delightful interactions that can occur between celebrities and their fans. Fans of BTS, particularly those supporting Jin and J-Hope, are in for an exciting time as they anticipate Jin's return from military service and a potential new release from J-Hope. Boogaloo Kin, a dancer known for his collaboration with J-Hope, stirred up excitement among ARMYs with a suggestive post on his Instagram. He is recognized for his work in choreographing People Part 2. J-Hope had originally shared a video of this choreography in April 2023, coinciding with the song's release. However, when Boogaloo Kin reposted this video on January 5th with a caption that concluded with "Stay tuned," speculation among fans ignited. Although he later modified the caption to "Happy New Year," the initial message had already sparked curiosity. This post has led fans to speculate about the imminent release of J-Hope's project, Hope on the Street. J-Hope had previously revealed that he was working on a documentary with this title, scheduled for release in 2024, and the People Part 2 dance video was a part of it. Additionally, the documentary is expected to feature an OST album containing 6 new songs by J-Hope. While there has been no official announcement of a release date, Boogaloo Kin's fleeting Instagram caption has raised fans' expectations that the project might debut sooner than initially thought. In the meantime, J-Hope commenced his mandatory military service on April 18th and is slated to complete it by October 2024, further heightening the anticipation among fans for his return and the new projects awaiting them. The K-pop community has been abuzz with reactions following the news of trainee Youngseo's departure from HYBE label's BeliftLab, just before her expected debut with the upcoming girl group, Isle. On January 5th, Belift Lab announced that ILT would be making its debut as a 5-member group, excluding Youngseo. The label explained that the decision was reached mutually, respecting Youngseo's wishes for her future career path. They urged the public to refrain from speculation, emphasizing that the decision was made in consideration of Youngseo's preferences and expressed their support for her future endeavors. Despite the official statement, the online community expressed skepticism and disappointment over Youngseo's sudden exit. Fans questioned the rationale behind her decision to leave, given her popularity and the efforts she had put into preparing for the debut. Many pointed out her significant role in the group's pre-debut activities and her strong fan following, expressing confusion and curiosity about the sudden change. Speculations arose among netizens, with some doubting the voluntary nature of her departure from a major label. Others noted a recent trend of popular members being dropped from groups before their debut, questioning the effectiveness of competition shows in determining group lineups. The overall sentiment among fans was one of disappointment and curiosity, with many expressing their eagerness to see Youngseo debut and lamenting the missed opportunity. The decision has sparked a wider discussion on the dynamics of trainee selection and debut preparations within the K-pop industry.